As the gun debate rolls along, some libs are going off the rails. They're so anti-gun, they can't even think straight. Listen to these words of wisdom from Colorado State Representative Joe Salazar, a Democrat, who thinks women should call time out and run to a safe zone if they think they're getting raped.
That's why we have call boxes. That's why we have safe zones. That's why we have the whistles. Because you just don't know who you're going to be shooting at. And you don't know if you feel like you're going to be raped, or if you feel like someone's been following you around, or if you feel like you're in trouble, and when you may actually not be, that you pop out that gun and you pop around at somebody.
Wow.
Oh,
pop around at somebody. How sexist can you get? What, women are too impulsive to handle a gun? Too emotional, Representative? Kimberly, Dana, your thoughts?
Go for it, Kimberly.
Well, I just think that's so ignorant. I don't know what's wrong with this guy, but I mean, he made a statement like that. I hope he's regretting it and issuing 10 apologies, because it's insulting to women. We don't have a right to carry a gun to protect ourselves because we might be too irrational, you know, having a moody Monday. I mean, it's just ridiculous. And I'm sorry, I'd rather shoot somebody who's trying to rape me than, oh, let me run to a safe zone. What is that? Like, what is he talking about, a safe zone? If someone's trying to harm you physically, there is no safe zone.
I'm guessing safe zone means no guns. I'm just guessing.
No, you know what a safe zone is? It's the ball pit at McDonald's.
Right.
No, you know what it is? It's a place that has, I guess, I tried to figure it out by talking to college kids. It's just an area that's well lit, and on these poles are buttons. And so when you feel like somebody is following you, you press a button, and then the campus security is aware that there's somebody there. However, telling people that there is a safe zone means that there are other areas that aren't safe zones. So it actually helps a rapist figure out where they're going to go. I'm not going to waste my time.
Optimal rape area over here. Not so.
Are you supposed to get your GPS out to find the safe zone? I mean, it makes no sense.
Can I make a point, though? I call this Gutfeld's maxim. Can all politicians, male, on both sides, stop talking about rape, stop calling your opponents, or comparing them to Hitler? If you follow those two rules, you'll probably keep your job. Look at Joe Biden. Not the brightest guy, but he hasn't done those two things. He's very successful. And for better or worse, guns are going to be around, no matter what. And if you look at men versus women, women are incredibly good at dealing with risk factors. They don't participate in crazy activities. They don't shoot other people. They are the best people in the world to have guns. I'd rather be around Annie Oakley than Annie Hall. These are the true feminists.
Shooters.
And they're naturally good shots. Let's talk about that, NBK.
Dana, Joe Salazar, the state representative, said he issued an apology. He said, I'm sorry if I offended anyone. That was absolutely not my intention. He also said, if anyone thinks I'm not sensitive to the dangers women face, they're wrong.
I suppose that's, wow. I mean, I'm sure he probably believes that. And then but he said, you know, if I offended anybody, because he still probably doesn't understand why it was offensive. But surely this signals the end of the Democratic Party. I mean, when Todd Akin, the Senate candidate in Missouri, made his comments that were ridiculous, just factually untrue, there was immediate, swift condemnation from both the left and the right.
True.
This guy's comments are just basically shrugged off by everybody else, like, oh, well, he's just, you know, he didn't mean it.
Yeah.
You want in on this one, my man?
Yeah, the idea of everybody on a campus carrying guns on a Friday night, male and female, is about as crazy an idea as I've ever heard. I mean, can you imagine when everybody comes back, mostly men, you're right, Greg, comes back from drinking in the bars and they're all carrying guns in their pocket? Somebody's going to get killed before somebody gets raped.
Nobody's saying that, though, right? I mean,
no
one's saying everyone should be mandatorily armed. But
if you're carrying guns, it doesn't matter how many of you are. If you're carrying guns and you're around a campus, the chances of somebody getting shot by mistake is very high.
Why single out women? Why single out women and say if
that's right?
That was a mistake.
You shouldn't have a gun because you might pop somebody by accident.
I think it's much more likely that men would pop somebody by accident.
I think that's the bigger point, is that in a world where there are bad men, good women should have guns. If you look at the way the media looks at the military and looks at, say, sexual freedom, it's always you go, girl. It's like women's liberation, go, go, go. When it comes to guns, they stop. It's almost as though they're saying, whenever they talk about it, they say the NRA is targeting women. When women start shooting, what they should be saying, every magazine editor should be thinking guns. It's like yoga, but useful.
I would tell you, we should hear from feminists, should we not?
Yeah, absolutely.
Well,
Roseanne Barr and Greg are now best friends.
I wouldn't go that far.
Okay, I overstated it.
Do you want to see women carrying guns on a college campus?
Yes. In fact, I asked this question myself. Would I rather have my wife face a rapist with a whistle or a gun.
Yeah, right, exactly.
Gun definitely, or I'm a
daughter.
terrible husband.
Or your
Does she
daughter.
carry a gun?
Or your daughter.
She should.
Would you,
Eric.
would you want your daughter to carry a gun, Bob?
No, not at
They
all.
already give you mace and things like that, but I mean, if you are trained properly, that's one thing. The problem isn't too much estrogen. It's not too much E. It's too much T. It's testosterone that's usually the problem. Men with guns, not women.
The other thing is that, once again, what they're doing, like this legislator, as well-intentioned as he might be, they're focusing on issues that have nothing to do with the root cause of the problem, which is domestic violence or violence against women, college campuses that aren't secure, the reasons why people are committing crimes in the first place. This is all basically just how many women are actually carrying guns on college campuses. I don't know the number, but I don't want to tell them that they're not allowed to if they feel like they need to protect themselves. But this busybodiness at all these state legislatures, like, oh, I've got an idea. There'll be no guns on college campuses. But that actually doesn't, they're just wasting our time.
And also announcing that some places a gun-free zone.
Guess what happens?
It just makes it a gun-fun zone for bad people.
Just like schools or just like college campuses or movie theaters where there isn't an armed person, you know, security. Come on.
Look what we found today. Not just lawmakers. Check out scholarly recommendations from the University of Colorado to co-eds who are under attack by potential rapists. Now, this is not us. This is actually from the University of Colorado, Colorado Springs. It says, number one, tell the attacker you have a disease, and something else they added there that we can't even say on TV. Number two, try vomiting or urinating. It may also convince the attacker to leave you alone. Dana, I have to say, I'm offended. Are you not offended by some of these recommendations?
Well, I know I'm not offended by them because I think that these come from experienced people who say that this can maybe help you if you are in a situation where I don't carry a gun, okay? So maybe if I had heard this, then if you think you're in trouble, then you can use one of these tips. I'm not offended by it. I don't think it's, again,
But how are you supposed to vomit on demand like that? I don't understand.
I'll show you. No, you know what? It's the rapist who should be crapping, not the victim. And that means being armed.
But I don't think everybody needs to be armed.
Not
Well,
everybody.
I don't know.
But what if somebody is? And what if the
I
rapist
know.
doesn't
Never
know
knows.
who has
Right, I
and
know.
who doesn't have a gun? That may thwart it.
Right, I agree.
What if an entire fraternity comes back from a bar at 1 o'clock in the morning carrying guns and they're all drunk?
No one said
What about
to
that?
allow a fraternity to pack heat while they're drinking.
But that's not what this
not where we're going.
legislation is
That's-
talking
No,
about.
but this is a carry law. These carry
Concealed
laws that are around a lot of states now, hidden carrying guns. And if you do that, it seems to be the chances of people getting killed.
If you eliminate the opportunity for anyone to have a gun at all, you're telling the bad guys there's an area where no one's carrying a gun.
Right now you have
free
When was the
will
last time
right
you
there.
heard about a rape on campus?
What?
What are you talking about? It's
what do
like
you-
rampant.
It's rampant? Well,
Rapes
where?
on campus?
In particular, date rape on campus.
Yes,
Well, date
Bob,
rape,
it's a
yeah, that's
very
one thing,
big
date rape.
problem.
But you're going to take a gun out and shoot your date?
maybe you should.
If your date is a rapist, you shoot them.
Can we move on? Let's move on to this. Not wanting to be outdumbed, the Department of Homeland Security says, here's how to deal with a deadly terrorist in your office. Watch.
Consider the difference between cover and concealment. Cover will protect you from gunfire, and concealment will hide you from the view of the shooter. Quickly choose the best option. If you are caught out in the open and cannot conceal yourself or take cover, you might consider trying to overpower the shooter with whatever means are available.
Scissors, spray cleaner, and rubber bands. Bob, what the hell is going on here?
I don't have the vaguest idea. It reminds me of duck and cover when I was in elementary school about nuclear weapons coming in. They
well,
said
and
duck
for
and cover, get underneath
earthquakes.
your desk. And if there was a nuclear bomb that went off, the whole school would be blown to bits. So I don't get it.
The question is, do you want
And I
to...
don't understand the rubber bands. Anybody understand the rubber bands? What do you do with those?
I don't.
Want to know? Want to
have one of
find
those
out? Bowling has
rubber
them.
band
Who are you
shooters.
shooting? Don't shoot me.
You know what this is a decision. The decision is, do you want to die right, or do you want to live and be aggressive?
Well,
and you should choose the latter. You're going to kill. If you want to live, you got to kill. If you want to crawl under a desk and die, that's sad.
Well, you have to make your choices.
We're telling terrorists out there now, we're telling rapists that go to the gun-free zone, we're telling terrorists if you go into the office buildings, they're going to use...
But what? It's
Rubber-
like a
rubber-
3M party,
rubber
Dana, like the
bands.
office supplies that you gave around, right? How's that going to stop?
It's hard to even find office supplies around here. I have to
It really
say.
is. You have to order and wait 2 weeks.
I don't
Bob
know
is
where you go. Is there a closet or something?
All my pens are dying.
I guess it's time to go.
Bob is hitting.